Today we're going to talk to an Ohio historian and hear about this grand old building, its famous art and architecture. Come on, let's judge for ourselves. We're here in the state capitol to visit the historic Ohio Judicial Center. On the banks of the mighty Scioto River in downtown Columbus, this venerable building is actually where the Supreme Court of Ohio convenes to hear some of the most influential and far-reaching cases in the state. In the Grand Concourse, the walls are lined with portraits of U.S. presidents, Supreme Court justices, and speakers of the House who are either from Ohio or settled here. In this central chamber to the building's hearing rooms, there is a palpable sense of history. This building also proudly pays tribute to Ohio's first native population, the American Indian. The lobby displays portraits of leaders from the other end of the historical spectrum, including Chiefs Tecumseh, Pontiac, and Little Turtle. I'm here with Jay Wiebold, the building's historian. Jay, has this place always been the home to Ohio's Supreme Court?
Jeff, actually, it started out, it was the Ohio Departments building. It was the hub of state government. A number of offices were located here. Taxation, the Department of Agriculture, the State Library. This is where government operated out of from 1933 until the year 2000. Over the years, the Supreme Court was growing, and actually it got to the point when they were in the Rhodes Tower that justices had to store files in their bathrooms. It was that crowded.
Wow.
Exactly. So the Chief Justice began to start looking for alternatives. This building appeared on his radar screen, and he had remembered it, so he had always appreciated the art and the architecture of this building. It needed a lot of work, there was no question about that. But he just dove right in, and with the help of the governor and the support of the General Assembly, the project moved forward, and so the court is now located here, has been since 2004.
Considering that you know this building inside and out, what are some of your favorite parts of the building?
Well, first and foremost, I think what is just amazes me is the different architectural styles that are located throughout the building. When you walk in, if you look up at the front door, there are just some wonderful mosaic tiles. They almost look like something that you would see in Morocco if you were walking down the streets of some of the towns there.
Jay, can you tell us a little bit about the artwork that's in the North Hearing Room?
The North Hearing Room is one of the favorites of all of the thousands of people that come here and visit every year. And the story that's told in the North Hearing Room is the story of Ohio and how it grew from forest and fields, very primitive, into one of the great industrial powers in the country. And if you notice, you'll see that the figures, especially the men, as they are working, regardless of the period, all of their heads are bowed. And that's because the painting was done in 1932. The Depression was in full force. People were hurting. And if you look, you see these men with their heads bowed. Work was almost reverential. It took on almost a spiritual value.
What about the artwork that's in the South Hearing Room?
The South Hearing Room tells the story of Ohio and how transportation and commerce intersected. You'll see pictures of people going down the canals. You'll see covered wagons and also period outfits. It's really a lot of fun. That room is particularly interesting for, well, a whole variety of audiences.
Tell us about the opulence in the courtroom. Why is it so grand?
The courtroom is just absolutely something else. Everyone that goes in is just absolutely amazed at the scope and the breadth of the art. It speaks to many different styles. You have murals that point out the highlights of Ohio history, and then you also have just wonderful woodwork, hand-carved, gold leaf. The style is called Rococo, and the room speaks of that.
Well, thanks for sitting down with us, Jay. I appreciate it. What's the best way to learn more about this building?
Well, Jeff, absolutely the best way to learn about the center is to walk around, take your time, and look at all that the building has to offer.
Hopefully we've done some justice for the home of Ohio Supreme Court. I'm Jeff Gage. We'll see you down the road.